Just as each individual cell in our body contributes to the overall template of the human form, allowing it to exist, so too is each of us a cell within the larger collective structure of our species. And just as humanity over time has laid its civilizational foundations, what we are now doing is contributing towards the architecture of an electronic nervous system, one of grander scale and capability collectively than what we are capable of individually. And so we must see this as the next iteration of our own consciousness. The next stage of humanity is enveloped in technological symbiosis and a transition towards a kind of quantum state of consciousness that could be viewed, and likely is being viewed or understood by many, as some form of fundamental, even spiritual transformation of humanity. What we need to do is learn how to keep our spirits high in the face of it all, because just as is the case in each of our lives as individuals, the chaos inherent in the developmental process towards higher forms of order is a necessity that is extended out into the collective consciousness of our own species, and its presence is felt in extraordinary terms when transition is required. As we see this transition unfolding on the dramatic stage of the modern human story, the state of play as it is now is a state of chaos spread across multiple domains that are integral to the forward progression of our species. Chaos in our politics, chaos in the established power dynamics amongst nation-states, chaos in societal shifts, widening divides between those who oppose and those who promote novel transformations in social behaviors. This is the global chrysalis of our time, the cultural architecture erected in the postmodern, reductionist world of Western empire and cultural propaganda is destabilizing as we are being pulled into the vortex of the next iteration of the human experience. The next chapter is on the horizon, and it cannot be reached whilst maintaining the current structure that has crystallized into place. Our current models are undergoing immense transformation, and this is understood to us as the turbulent times we find ourselves in. The challenge now is for each of us to recognize the necessity of transformation on individual and collective scales, to not be afraid of what is coming next, but embrace the path towards it as an element of our natural journey. We are not designed to slowly crawl through time, clearly demonstrated by our own history. Our mission is one that requires an eventual leap into hyperspace, and everything that is currently happening in our world would suggest that not only is this leap likely to happen, but that we are now in the final sprinting strides towards the cliff's edge, and soon, very soon, we will leap out into an entirely new landscape, a landscape that requires a fusion of consciousness and quantum technological sophistication, bringing abstract metaphysical and intuitively echoed truths towards a level of clarity that will be considered empirical in its evidence of our own immortality, the science of the soul, the recognition of consciousness as an infinite field of unbounded creative energy beyond space, beyond time, beyond any and all restrictions. Our journey with technology towards this realm is, in my mind, not an error in the evolutionary coding, not a descent into the materialistically driven hubris of male ego, but instead a fundamental state of transformation that we have been destined for since the days of campfire stories inside the painted caves of our ancestors. This is part of what we are here to do. We are here to transform ourselves into the next expression of sentience, and we will do this by augmenting technology, not the other way around. Technology is not entering us. Technology is not augmenting us. We are augmenting the lifeless materials around us into coherent elements of our own interface. We will imbue technology with the divine spark of the infinite consciousness inherent within us, and in doing so, we will form a partnership with technology that will bring forth the same capabilities displayed in the history-haunting objects of our skies that we call flying saucers or UFOs. These anomalies seem to be clear examples of a post-quantum civilization's ability to traverse the landscape of space and time in the form of macro-quantum phenomena. And so, As it has been stated before, the UFOs could be seen as a shadow of our future human potential, beckoning us to come forth and cross the event horizon of known reality into the realm that makes the UFO possible. This is where I think we are going, and with the advent of AI, superconductor technology, quantum computational development, consciousness models integrating holographic simulation theories, and psychic phenomena into the equation, all serves as evidence to me that we are in those last few sprinting strides towards the cliff and into the space beyond it, wherever that may lead.